Here are the 10 most valuable flannel shirts that you can find out in the wild to resell on eBay or Poshmark or Mercari or whatever platform you prefer to sell on. Beginning with number 10, we have Rogue Territory. This is the tag right here. The average sold price is $75. And keep in mind, we're going from least valuable to most valuable. So in this list, the least valuable shirt is the Rogue Territory right here. $75 is the average sold price. The sell-through rate is 113%. And this is what they look like. There's a bunch of different styles. And I forgot 2 other videos out on flannel shirts. And if I can figure out how to do it, there will be a tile to click on to go see them. In one of them, I talk about Rogue Territory a little bit because of its sell-through rate and its overall value. So this is a good brand to look out for any kind of outerwear. But it's also the 10th most valuable flannel shirt brand that I could find on eBay. So that's one of them. I'll just take a look at a couple different ones. And you can see there's kind of some similarities. They tend to be thicker. But other than that, they don't have any fancy logo or embroidery or anything all over the shirt like some other brands do. But look for this tag. It's quite unique. It's a made in USA thing. They may make some stuff in China, but the ones I've seen that sell for a lot is all made in USA. So that's number 10, Rogue Territory. Keep an eye out for these flannel shirts. Keep an eye out for that tag. Number 9, we've got Relwyn. Relwyn is about the same rarity as Rogue Territory. Average sold price is $83. Sell-through rate is 61%. And you'll find that a lot with some of the more valuable flannel shirts out there. So Relwyn is another Huckberry brand, and I speak about Huckberry on a previous video. It's basically an online shopping outlet that carries a lot of different men's outerwear. The brands that are on Huckberry tend to sell really well on eBay. So Relwyn, the average sold price, $83, like I said. Sell-through rate 61%. They're pretty rare shirts. But if you see this tag on a flannel shirt, pick it up. The jackets are going to sell for a little more. But if you find a flannel shirt, like this is a pretty good typical one. This one's actually lined. A lot of them are. Some of them aren't. Like here's a non-lined one. Still a pretty basic flannel shirt. The tag is the key with this one, like most of them. You see a vertical tag like this with the bird. There's a good chance it could be Relwyn. So pick it up, take a look at it, and you'll get some good money for it. Now we're at number 8, the most valuable, Flathead. It's another Japanese brand, just like UES, which is coming up, and I think there's a couple other ones. Ironheart, which is going to be in this list too. There's several Japanese flannel shirt brands that tend to be worth a lot of money. If you didn't know about it, now you do. Japanese flannel can be quite expensive. So this is a Flathead logo / tag. This is the Glory Park subline, I believe. And some of the other ones just say the Flathead or Flathead. They don't always say Glory Park. So let's see if I can show a different tag. Give you some context of what some of the other tags look like. Yeah, this one says the Flathead, so it's a completely different looking tag. It still has the ribbon on it, and it's still red and black. So keep an eye out for that one too. Average sold price, $85. Sell-through rate, only 23%. But I believe that's because when you do a search on eBay, there's other flannel shirts that use the keyword Flathead. I think there's even a Dixon that is called the Flathead. I'm really not positive on that, but I know that there's other flannel shirts that people use the keyword all over the place. So I'm sure the sell-through rate's probably actually a little bit higher for Flathead. But keep an eye out for Flathead. That's number 8. Number 7 in the list, Burberry London. And you've heard of this brand. This is the most famous looking plaid that you'll see. I think they copyrighted it, Burberry plaid. But look for this tag. Flannel shirts with the Burberry tag are going to sell for good money. $85, just like the last couple, is the average sold price. Now the sell-through rate for these is 69%. They're a little bit more common than Relwyn or Rope Territory, but still pretty rare, still pretty unicorny, if you know what I mean. They're not going to be found commonly out there, but you will run across them every now and then if you're looking for them. Number 6, I spoke about this in a previous video, double RL or RRL. This one is the most common one in this list. Keep in mind, this is the most valuable flannel shirts, so when I say common, it's relative. So 303 active, and at least when I did the research, now it's up to 433 active RRLs. Yeah, the average sold price for these guys, for RRLs, is $88, so worth a little bit more on average than the last couple. Bunch of different styles for RRL, but the tag really doesn't change. It always looks like that. So look out for these RRLs, this tag, and these different styles. They do tend to have a lot of Western styles. So good stuff. Number 5, we're halfway done. UES flannel shirts. This is what the tag looks like. And it says UES. It's not the main thing on the tag, but it is on there. So just look for the Wear Well black tag with UES kind of at the bottom as a side note. Their shirts tend to be really burly, thick flannel shirts. And this one's a great example. And you'll see the buttons are these kind of buttons. And this is common. RRL also has these buttons a lot of times. Look at how thick that weave is. So UES average sold price, we're getting up there now. $110. Sell-through rate's 36%. So you may sit on it for a while if you want to get the good money. But with this kind of interest and money available, you could sell it for a lot cheaper just to get a quicker sale. But if you're up for it, you can sit on it for a while and get the full $100 or more for these. All right, Amiri is number 4. This is what the tag looks like. And they have a lot of like janky looking shirts with ripped up bottoms, or they'll have cut off like this one and this one. They'll be dyed or bleached or have studs on them. So you see they're kind of unique in the way that they look like trash. And of course they are $116 average sold price. Probably the more beat up it looks, the more it's going to be worth. The sell-through rate is 56%. And that's the tag right there. So they look, if you see a beat up looking flannel with some studs on it or ripped up, or big logo, look for this on the... They don't all have the metal tag like that. Sometimes it'll be just a paper one. They do have lots of embroidery. This one looks like it is another one. Yeah. That one is. Be aware of Amiri. It's worth over $100 and it's rare. The only 23 active at the time of this. And right now there's probably more. Let's see here. Right now, eBay says, if I can scroll to the top, eBay says there's 26. So there's 3 more active than when I initially did the research a few days ago. Now for the top 3. Number 3 is Fear of God. This is a popular brand in any line or any style, but flannel shirts will go for up to $190 or more. Actually, that's average. So it could be more than $190, maybe less. It's more popular than Amiri or UES flannel or even Burberry, but not quite as popular as Flathead Japan. But $190 for a flannel shirt. Here's some of the styles. A lot of times they'll have cut-off sleeves. Sometimes they don't. Let's see here. Yeah, so this is the perfect tag. It looks just like that. But sometimes it'll say something besides. It'll say the something something collection on top and then Fear of God or just FOG. So be aware that you're not always going to look for just this. Let's see if I can find a good example. And they do collaborations as well. I think they did one with PacSun. Here's a good example. BKI. So that doesn't even say FOG. So you would not even be sure what this is. But it's the Black Icon collection, but it is a Fear of God shirt. So just look for the RN number if you're not sure. And look it up on the RN database. And it should be able to explain if it's actually a Fear of God. The other thing to keep in mind that I should have mentioned at the top of this thing is, with all these brands, be aware of fakes, especially as we get closer to number 1. Fear of God is very often faked. Make sure you take a close look at it and just look for garbage workmanship. And if you're not sure, send it off to the Real and sell it there. Let them deal with it. Personally, I'd rather sell it myself and get all the money. If I feel like it's authentic, I'll sell it myself and just take a risk. But if you're not comfortable doing that, don't do that. Send it to the Real and let them authenticate it. Luckily, I haven't had any problems with fakes on my account in the 10 or so years I've been doing this. But I'm really picky about what I pick up when it comes to these kind of brands. I leave a lot of fakes behind, let me put it that way. So number 2, Ironheart. Ironheart also made it into my list of highest sell-through rate flannel shirts. And if I'm smart enough to figure it out, there will be a link to that video. Average sold price, $226 for Ironheart. And here's some here. It's a Japanese brand. People love that Japanese twill. It's crazy how much money these things go for. This is what the label looks like. Sometimes it's a different color, but it always looks pretty similar to this. Keep an eye out for Ironheart, for sure. I mean, the amount of money you can get for these things if you find them, it's crazy. And the sell-through rate is, like I said, 143% sell-through rate. So this is actually the highest sell-through rate brand in this list. Followed second by Rogue Territory. So anyways, that's Ironheart Flannel. Be aware of that brand. And number 1, most valuable flannel shirt that I could find used is Chrome Hearts. Average sold price, $448. Now, of course, with that kind of money, this is an actual unicorn. It's very rare. only the total market at the time of this video was 16 items in all of eBay. That's 16 bought and sold, both added together. So at the case of this one, when I did this, it was 9 active, 7 sold. That's pretty rare. But if you see this label on anything, just grab it quick, because it will sell for really good money. As you can see, these, I mean, $410, $565. The more fancy, the better. But yeah, I mean, the most valuable flannel shirt used on eBay is chrome hearts. Keep your eye out for these things, and just know that you see this label, pick it up and grab it. It's like a old English style looking thing. It almost kind of looks like Kingdom Hearts, that video game, if you know what I'm talking about, that Disney video game. It looks very similar to this as far as the writing goes, the font. Alright, so let's do a quick recap. These are the most valuable used flannel shirts that you can sell on eBay, starting with 1 and going down to 10. Chrome Hearts is number 1, $448 average. Ironheart, number 2, average is $226. Fear of God, number 3, average $190. Amiri, number 4, average $116. UES, number 5, average $110. RRL is number 6, average $88. Number 7 is Burberry London. Sold price $85. 8, Flathead, Japanese. Sold price $85. And number 9, Relwyn, $83. Number 10, Rogue Territory, $75. So there you go. The top 10 most valuable flannel shirts you can sell used on eBay. Okay, bye.